everyone. I'm in your face today. This thing is so crooked. How are you? Hello. Is everyone good? Stretchy Sunday. Stretchy. So we're going to do, we're going to finish with the dance pose on request, Mariette. Make yourself known if you're there. This is for you. So we're going to finish in a dancer pose, which you can grab a wall or a sofa to hold on to. I think it's the best way to do it is to find your balance by holding onto something so that you can get the stretch in and kind of see if your hips is in line. So we're going to finish with that, do a little bit of stretching. We've got Pigeon in there today. We haven't visited a Pigeon in ages. We've got hip openers. I think it's hip opening Sunday. So with that said, we're going to start in a seated like so. Cross your legs, sit up nice and high, shrug your shoulders back. Relax your hands onto your knees, palms facing up. Shrug the shoulders back. Close your eyes, tuck your chin in. Lengthen out your spine. And you're going to relax, round it out, slouch forward, however you want to. Relaxy. Bad postury. And then you're going to roll it up, stack your spine on top of your tailbone into a neutral spine, tucking in your tummy, shrugging your back, your shoulders and dropping them and tucking your chin. Julian, how's your shoulder? Fardi, are you there? And relax into your slouchy position. So let me know who's there. Fardi! No. Can you see who's commented?
No, I
Good morning. Oh, hello, Pam. Pam is there. And lift it up again.
I'd like a miserable weather in Northampton as well.
Julia, what is your weather like over there? Because it's horrible in Suffolk. And relax again.
They promised nice weather today.
They promised nice weather. I was going to go kayaking. And chill out. So if you can, bring your legs into a loose diamond shape first. Sit up nice and high. Unless it feels like something gets stuck, just straighten out your legs. You can hold on to your ankles. Pull yourself up. And you're going to bend forward, putting your hands on your knees or on your legs. And just straighten out your back. Push the knees down. Don't force it. And lift it back up in a straight line. Hello, Tanya. Tanya's there.
Good morning.
And fold it forward. Julia says yes. No, I can't see. I'll come to that now. I forgot what I was. What did we ask? Did they do that terrible weather?
Yeah.
Okay. Up and down. Wet weather where Julia is in Northampton. And down again.
There's no point driving up there then.
Yeah, no point driving up. Okay, bring your legs closer together. Okay, I'm going to stop chit-chatting because I'm losing concentration. Again, hold it over your ankles. Push the knees down, sit up nice and straight. You can bring it as close as you can and just go forward and back. It's small this time. Don't overdo it. Just slightly forward and slightly back. Slightly forward and slightly back. And back to the middle. Sit back a little bit, cross your one leg over your other one so that your knees in a 90-degree angle. Keep your tummy tucked in and just walk yourself up, straighten out your back, chest to your leg as far as you can and just push that. You should feel that in this outer area of your thigh. So just push it forward. You can move that leg a little bit from side to side and see where you feel it the most. Or if it gets stuck, it's up to you. Straighten out. Gillian, if your shoulder is sore, you can lie on your back and do that. If this pushing up is too much for your shoulder. So just feel it. You can go a little bit closer if you want.
Maybe that's not more better.
Straighten out the back, Louis. Keep the tummy in, Louis. Your face is telling me you've gone too far, Louis. If your face looks like Louis, like you've eaten a lemon, a lemon or a lime, you have gone too far. And just relax back. Shake out your hands if that was a bit tense pushing up. And go back again, cross the other leg over 90 degrees with the knee pushing back. And when you walk up, just straighten out your back. Push your chest towards your leg that's crossed over. And again, you can just move a little bit to see where you feel it the most. And go nice and close. Nice. I always have to go onto my fingertips to get a bigger stretch in. So you can try that as well. It's just a little bit painful. It's like a lemon taste on your fingertips. And relax back. Okay, which brings us to where I wanted to start, but we weren't warmed up enough. So cross your legs over, take one leg on top of the other one. If your ankle or anything doesn't like this, you can skip this bit and just do what we've just done. It's the same stretch. You can kind of block the legs out. It doesn't have to be a lotus where that foot comes in. Just on top of each other, sit up nice and straight. And then start to pivot from your hips, walking forward over that leg until you feel that stretch in your thigh. And it shouldn't feel as bad because we've just done the previous stretch. But you feel what you feel. And again, you can sway a little bit from side to side to see which side is more painful. Just keep the bum on the floor and then stay on the more painful side if it doesn't make the lemon taste in your mouth. Keep that back straight-ish. Not, you don't have to have it completely straight, but don't, slouch forward. Keep that pivot in your hips so that lower back is neutral enough to get that stretch into your hips. And walk it back. Take that leg off. I hope your ankle is okay. Switch sides. Oh, this is my good side. Again, on top of each other, nice and straight. And just walk it forward. Pivot from the hip again. Keep that neutral spine in the back so that you have that pivot in your hips. And then just go from side to side to get the stretch that you need. If you have knee issues, this is a knee stretch as well. It's kind of a nice little pull into the knee. So just be careful. You can do this various other ways, like the previous stretch or the one lying on your back. So just don't overdo your knees.
Quite painful, isn't it?
No, it's not that painful. Are you okay?
I can't drop the F-bomb.
Oh, he wants to drop the F-bomb. Do you, this is like,
not that painful.
We've got a quiz. Does anyone else think Louis takes this too far? Tick the yes or no box.
Oh.
If you want to drop the F-bomb, you have gone too far. And roll it up all the way to the top. Are you okay?
My legs. It's so sore.
Onto your hands and knees. I'm so sorry, we're so giggly today. Are you okay?
Yeah, I had a funny noise.
Oh, so Louis is a very good example, and that's why he's in the class of how you shouldn't feel at any given time.
I feel better now.
Okay, come on, onto your hands and knees.
Okay. From the gardening.
Tuck your toes under and try and get that balls of the feet on the floor. And that again is up to your dorsiflexion and toe mobility. So tuck those toes way under, Louis, way. Yes. And then just push back your bum a little bit. Keep that toes tucked in. So it gives you those toes. It gives you a slight stretch in the calves, not excessive. But this is actually, we're all doing this for me because my ankle is so sore. This is a good stretch for me. So thank you very much, everyone. And then come back. Take one leg straight, balls of the feet again, and now you should really feel it in your calves. So put those balls of your feet on the floor completely, Louis, if you can. And then push back. And you should feel that in your calves as well. Push back. I also feel it in my wound. Straighten out that leg. So extend that leg as much as you can. You can even push your hands forward and really push back. You want that. It's almost a downward dog stretch without the pressure on the shoulders. Gillian, this is a good option for you if your shoulders can't deal at the moment. I think my foot's bleeding.
Oh, yeah.
And bring it back. Other side. So balls of the feet on the floor. Extend that knee as much as you can and push it back. Navel to spine and balance as well while we're there. Push it, push it. Get that stretch into the calf. Really go for it. Navel to spine. And tuck both feet under and go into downward dog. And that should feel a little bit better. Downward dog. Shoulders locked out. Heels down. And just hold. Now, I want you to do a little bit of a pelvic tilt. You're going to tuck that pelvis into an anterior tilt, so you're sticking the tailbone up. And that should stretch quite a lot. And then tucking it in a little bit, tummy in. So you're doing a cat and cow and downward dog. So let's do cat downward dog. And cow downward dog. Ouch. Cat downward dog. And cow downward dog. Do you feel that? Cat downward dog. And cow downward dog. Forwards to plank. Push back on those heels. Tuck the tailbone in. Hold the tummy in. Hold that for 5 minutes. Knees down and slide into your cobra. Nice and slow into that extension. Don't go too high. Back to child's pose. Wiggle your bum down so you can bring your hands in a little bit more to push that bum onto the heel and our heels, and then walk it down as soon as you've got that connection. You can fake the connection as well, no one can see you. And relax. And onto your hands and knees. Push into a cat stretch, tuck your toes under downward dog. And we're going to lift up the right leg. Nice and high. Keep it straight. Keep the chest down. Do not dip into the shoulders. Hold them strong. And tuck it into your chest. Bring that foot to the side of the mat. So the front side. So move it to the side. Hands on the inside. You can put your back knee down just to hold position. And you're going to turn onto the side of the foot and let that knee fall out. Ignore what my foot looks like because I can't put pressure on the side where the glass went in. My gin accident. And lift up the right arm into the air. Into that stretch. You don't have to do that stretch. You can keep both hands on the floor or you can push it a little bit further depending on the flexibility of your hips. Open up your chest. This is very strange because I can't put my foot down. Hold that stretch. Hands back to the mat. Tuck your toe under at the back. Straighten out. Put this foot down, knee in. Again, push back on that calf. Stretch a little bit. Balls of the foot on the foot and really push it back. Extend that knee. And tuck it back into three-legged downward dog. I needed to grunt a little bit to do that. Nice straight leg. If you can, you don't have to go high. It can be level with the floor. And we're going to go into a pigeon immediately. So you're going to bring that same knee to the front of the mat. Put it down.
I can't believe you just said the P word.
The P word. We're going to do the P word. Sit to the side of that bum. Move this foot so you can't see it. Just move this foot about 45 degrees or 90 depending on your flexibility, just so that you have space for your hips.
Ferdinand, that's 45 degrees for us.
45 degrees for Ferdinand and Louis. Now take that back leg back a little bit.
I want to cry already.
Move your back leg back a little bit, Louis. Minion. Now, you're sitting on the bum, so this is quite easy. Now you're moving on to that leg, and all the pressure is on that leg. Use your arms to release the pressure. So don't just dump the pressure on the leg if you can't take it. If you feel numbness, tingling, or any neural sensation, please come out of this pose because you've pinched something that shouldn't have been pinched. Now hold that. Put this pressure on your leg. Now what you would notice, you've got the right foot at the front, so you tend to roll a little bit towards the right. Now get yourself to roll a little bit towards the left, and you should feel that. And go down onto your elbows if you can. Otherwise, stay up. You can cheat it. One arm straight, one arm down. It doesn't matter. And just to make it a little bit easier, tilt a little bit towards the right. Move that back leg back a little bit. And now tilt back towards the left. Ding! Hold that. You can walk it down.
It's thoroughly unpleasant.
It's thoroughly unpleasant, darling.
Oh,
It's not designed for enjoyment unless you're strange. Strange personality, and then you would probably find a body in your fridge as well. I'm joking, I'm not allowed to say stuff like that.
calm down.
I've been watching really bad stuff on Netflix.
Damages on Amazon Prime.
Damages on Amazon Prime, don't watch that. Okay, so while I was talking, you could see that I kind of flexed my back a little bit to compensate for the pain, so try not to do that. Push it down, it should feel a lot better. No, I'm joking. Okay, now that it's starting to ease off, you can take your left hand and thread it through the right. Such fun. And that should be extremely torturous. Unless something numbs, tingles. I mean, apart from the tingling where you feel the blood is not going anymore.
I feel it in my knee a little bit.
Oh, be careful.
Yeah, that's what I'm just wondering.
Move your foot up a little bit. So Louis worked in the garden. I bought a ridiculous amount of roses. I'm a little bit obsessed with David Austin roses, and he had to plant all of them. So I injured him with that. And he had a blood stain on his forehead because one of the thorns cut him on his forehead. He looked like he went to the wars. And lift it up. Very slowly. Arch your back a little bit. Push that hip into the floor. Just squeeze your bum on the left side just to hold that position. We're going to sit off the leg again. That feels lovely. And we're going to grab the back leg in, if you can. Grab the ankle where it's not pulling too much. And pull it towards your bum. And even in this stretch where you're sitting on the right thigh, it is painful, that back leg. So just stretch that out. Keep your body straight. And keep your knees slightly extended, and you should feel that. Are you struggling, Louis? If you struggle like Louis to get the foot into your hands, just be careful. You can use a strap if you've got it.
It doesn't even feel like my leg. It feels like.
Now, just hold that. You should feel that because we haven't stretched hip flexors. So even that stretch, keep your tummy in, is quite severe. Just hold it where it's at your end range and give it time to ease off. Don't push it past your end range because then it's not going to ease off. It takes about a few seconds, 30 seconds to ease off. So just be patient. If you want to do dancer pose, Marie Heck, you have to sit there. This is a very important stretch for the dancer pose. Now, for those of you who is flexible enough and had that eased off, you can move back into a pigeon and pull that leg in. This is very sore, so please don't do this. You are going to rip off your muscles in your quads if you take this too far. Hips down. I think you're taking it too far, Minion.
Am I?
Now sit back and pull it in again, and that should feel a little bit different. If it's like significantly more painful, you overdid it. And drop that leg down. Tuck that back toe under. Come onto the front knee. Hands on the mat. And go back to three-legged downward dog. Oh, on the dead leg. Into the air. Bend it in a little bit and open up that hip. Just stretch it. Come back to the top and back to downward dog. Push back on your heel, and your legs is going to feel a little bit lopsided. Push back and forwards to plank. Hold the plank, tummy in, squeeze your legs together. Just hold that. Again for 5 minutes. Knees down and slide into your cobra. Keep it low. I've got a strange pinching in the hip that we've just done. Push back to child's pose.
It's not good.
And again, bum on the heels, wiggle it down, and then you can stretch it out. Are you ready for the other side? Just sit on your heels, bend your legs if your knees can do this. Shake it out, your shoulders, your hands. And then come back to your hands and knees, push into a cat stretch, tuck your toes under, downward dog. We are going to lift up our left leg. And tuck it into our chest, take it to the outside, front of the mat, hands on the inside, put the back knee down. You're going to turn the foot up, drop the knee out only if you want to, and twist towards that side. Now you can push your hand onto that knee and just squeeze that knee out. Keep your tummy in, navel to spine. And bring that knee back, foot back. Tuck that back toe under. And give that a nice little calf stretch again. Push back on that heel. You can lift up a little bit to get that stretch into the heel. Heel behind the toes. Just take a look. Engage the legs. Make sure they're nice and straight. And push it back to three-legged downward dog. And bring that knee to the front of the mat on the left-hand side. Put it down and sit towards the side. Move this leg up a little bit and move the back leg back a little bit. Then move back onto your leg in that pigeon. Nice, nice. Push the back leg back. Make sure you're comfortable on that front leg. And you can move a little bit towards the bum. It feels easier. Move that back leg back and then come back towards the right this time. If something pinches again, tingles, doesn't feel right, come out, do a different stretch and come back. And then you can start to walk it down. This side feels a lot better. Walk it down. Lean towards the right more than the left. Keep the tummy tucked in. You can go all the way down. Lean towards the right. For those of you who are quite flexible, you can thread the needle through right through left. Drop that right shoulder way down. That's going to force you to go towards the right naturally. Doesn't feel natural, so keep the navel to spine. Tuck in your tummy. And just let that stretch do its job. Now, how am I going to make myself comfortable? Like that. Louis is grunting a lot. I don't know if you can hear him. He's out of breath. I think he's like, look at me. His eyes are all red. Bloodshot.
I had a different Father's Day in mind.
Oh yes, it's Father's Day. Happy Father's Day, fathers. And come back up. Arch your back a little bit. Just push into that. Squeeze the hip down. And sit towards the left again. Grab that back leg in. And pull that foot towards your bum. And just hold that stretch. You can move that knee back a little bit. That makes it a lot more intense. Pull it in. If you don't feel it, adjust it. I don't feel it on this side. The other side was really bad, but this side isn't that bad. You push the knee back. That makes it, yeah, you know what it does. I don't have to explain pain thresholds to you. Now, for those of you who like testing their pain thresholds and have loose hip flexors, you can move on to that leg in pigeon again and pull that in. Now, this is quite a severe stretch, like I've said, so please don't overdo that. Tuck that navel to spine and just hold that. So some people get their hands all around that foot. They pull it into their...
Oh, yes.
I can do that. This is how far I can go. Mariette, how far can you go? Don't do it. It's very painful. Oh.
Show off.
I am such a show off. Let go. Drop that foot down. Tuck the back toe in. And push it back to a very painful three-legged downward dog. Oh. Drop the foot down. Open up the knee. Get that stretch in. And back to a straight line. Back to downward dog. And we're going to slowly walk it in today because we need to do hamstring stretches as well for this final pose. Mariette, for you. You can all blame Mariette for this.
Oh, we are.
Okay, so push back in your downward dog as much as you can. Come forward a little bit and walk your feet in a foot's distance. Push back again. Hold. Rock forward a little bit and take your legs to the side of the mat and push it back. If you feel faint because you're head down the whole time, come up and just do normal tabletop stretches. We are going to get there, but if you feel faint, just do that. Lift up onto your toes, come forward a foot's distance on the wide side and push back. Hold that. Keep the navel to spine wide.
No, another click.
Keep your back again. That pivot feeling, so you're not doing a cat stretch. You've got that pivot feeling in your hips. Just go onto your toes, heel toe your feet in, hip distance apart. Come forward a little bit, straighten it out if you can. And then slowly push it back until you hit your end range. Doesn't matter, you're very flexible. One knee is bent and the other one isn't. And finally walk it in. Keep your legs slightly bent for now. And grab around your knees and then straighten out your legs. So that's pulling you into that hugging feeling. Don't go completely straight because it is unnecessarily painful. Drop your hands down, bend your knees, roll it up all the way to the top. Tuck your tailbone in. Is your hips feeling like mine? Shrug your shoulders back. Take one foot forward, one foot back. So let's say right foot forward, just so that we have a reference. Make sure the front leg's engaged. It's not a big stride. And just the tabletop over that front leg. Keep this front leg engaged, and you can hold on to wherever you can. Hold that tabletop. So if you're in a low tabletop, it doesn't matter if you drop down diagonally. Just keep that straight pivot in your back. In your hips, just hold that. And you're gonna fold over that front leg. Only to where you can. Keep that front leg engaged. So don't let go of the muscle because it's a difficult stretch. Navel to spine, really tuck it in. It's kind of like a cat, an intense cat stretch in your abs. Bend that front knee in. Lift into a tabletop and straighten it out again. So if your tabletop is there, that's fine. Just hold on to your leg. Straighten it out again. Lift your arms up to the side and roll it up. All the way to the top. You're going to do the same side again. So shrug the shoulders back. Dip into a tabletop. Navel to spine. Find your comfortable tabletop. Don't overstretch. Again, if you go past your end range, you're not benefiting at all from this stretch. And fold over that. Legs engaged at the front, please. Bend the front knee in. Lift up to where your tabletop is. Straighten out that front leg. Find your tabletop. Lift up your arms and roll it up all the way to the top. Switch sides. Okay, just a small striding distance. Are you ready? Navel to spine. Pivot into that tabletop. This is my lesser flexible side, for instance, so I can't really go that low on this one. Keep those front legs engaged. Touch it. Touch your thigh. Make sure that's nice and hard. And forward bend to your maximum. To your end range. And everyone's end range is different. Just make sure that front leg is engaged. Bend that knee in. Lift up into your tabletop and straighten out that leg again. Navel to spine. Lift up the hands and pivot up to the top. We go again. You can bend that knee in over to release it. Make sure the legs are engaged. Make sure you're not fainting. Into a tabletop. Find your maximum tabletop. Navel to spine. Front leg engaged again. Don't forget about that. You are going to be able to stretch further if that leg isn't engaged, but that makes it a little bit more of a dangerous, prone to injury stretch. So keep it engaged, even though you're tempted not to. Go into your forward bend, front leg engaged. Massive cat spine, massive cat tummy. Don't look around. Bend the front knee in. Lift up into your tabletop. Straighten out that front leg. Engage the leg. Arms to the side and roll it up to the top. Step it in. You can have wobbly, wobbly, wobbly. Bend it a little bit. Feet hip distance apart. Legs engaged. We're just going to do a little bit of a breathing. And then we're done with this. Then we can do our little dance pose, Mariette. Pivot into a tabletop with both legs. Get the weight to the front of the feet. And you're just going to exhale down into a forward bend. Don't go far. If it pulls, you've gone too far. So just keep it light. Inhale, tabletop. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, tabletop. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, tabletop. Last one. Inhale, exhale, forward bend, sorry. Inhale, tabletop. From that tabletop, go all the way to the top. And kick out your legs. Are you ready? You can use a wall to help you balance. It's very tempting to open up your hip in this one. So try and keep it straight, but it is quite, you are going to want to let that knee go. So when you're ready, meaning you can grab a wall if you want, pick up your Let's pick up our good legs.
Which one is the good one?
The one I can't balance on is the one I'm lifting.
Oh.
Okay. Bring the knees together. That front knee can stay bent because that's a hamstring ability. Once you've got this position and your balance, tuck your bum in, push your pelvis forward a little bit. Hold on to something if you have to. And then we're going to start to pivot. You're going to lift up the knee, take the foot back, and pivot forward. So the front bit's going into a warrior 3. And the back is going into a hip flexor stretch. If you hold on to something, you can go quite far. I'm opening up my hip now because I want to talk to you. But the hips down. Oops. Go, Louis. Look at Louis. Look at you.
Really?
Pick up your knee a little bit. Grab onto the wall. Go to the wall. Go to the wall.
I'll try again.
And hold that if you're there. Hold that.
I will try again.
My balance is so bad.
I wish my foot was bigger now. The one that I'm balancing on.
I collapse out. Well done, Pigeon.
Oh.
How did that feel, Mariette? Okay, other side. This side I'm definitely falling because it's my slashed foot. A slashed foot. Okay.
It's a pity we're not on Zoom so we can see what everyone else is doing.
I know. I want to see everyone just balancing perfectly, making us look like idiots. Okay, pick up the other foot. Okay. I'm not going to do this with you, I think.
Nope. It's not a good start for the cancer.
Okay. Oh. And then start to pivot forward. Lifting up that back knee. Yes, this we can't balance. Lifting up that back knee. Tummy in. Oops. So I tend to open up my hips anyway. I'm too loose in my hips. But Minion's doing it perfectly because he doesn't have that ability to open up his hip.
I do not.
So he's got quite a good straight line.
Oh.
You can come out if you want. Beautiful little sculpture. Okay, you can sit yourself down onto your bottoms. I cheated today. Is it bleeding? It's bleeding. Okay. Sit up nice and high on your seat bones.
It's not going to get better. No. Over it.
Sit back and bring your feet in. Take them to the side of the mat. You can relax back on your shoulders and just shake them from side to side. Just to amplify the torture you've done on your hips. Side to side, keep the navel to spine. So grabbing onto a wall with that one, it's like a wall split. If you want to practice your standing split, you split against the wall.
Yeah. Because
that helps you. I'll show it to you one day when my feet are fixed. And back to the middle. Straighten out your legs in front of you. Bring your feet into a block shape. Sit up nice and high. On your tailbone, shrug your shoulders back. Take a nice deep breath in. And fall into that space between your legs. Stretch out your back. Drop your head down. You are done for today for our little, very intense pigeon and hip flexor work. We will be back tomorrow morning at 7:30 for something powerful, depending on what my foot can do. And then tomorrow evening at 5:30 for those of you who want stress relief and breath. And yes, people, I can do that now. I have practiced. I've had a whole week of chilling out. And now I'm getting so used to it. I like it so much. So 5:30 tomorrow evening. And 7:30 tomorrow morning for the more powerful classes. Mariette, I'm glad you liked it. I didn't. See you all tomorrow. Have a lovely day. Mwah, 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 mwah.